the New York Liberty are putting the Indiana Fever on notice. This is what it looks like to be a winning organization. This is what it looks like to go all in. Whether you need to pay the players under the table, whether you need to go in that war chest of sponsorship deals you have to make sure the players get paid, the New York Liberty are doing it.
The Indiana Fever may have found their franchise superstar in Caitlin Clark, but now a serious new threat is hanging over this team, and it is not coming from the court. It is coming from the expansion draft. As the WNBA prepares to add new teams, Indiana could be forced to leave one valuable player unprotected, and that means a fan favorite could be gone in an instant. For a team that is still trying to build chemistry, identity, and long-term stability around Clark, losing the wrong piece now could be a major setback. And the bigger concern is this: while some fans are already calling expansion teams easy wins, history shows that thinking like that can become a dangerous mistake very quickly. The conversation around Indiana right now is not just about talent. It is about management, roster planning, and whether this front office truly understands the championship opportunities sitting right in front of it. When you have a player like Caitlin Clark, every season matters. Every offseason matters even more. And if the Fever mishandle free agency, the draft, or expansion protection rules, they risk breaking apart a core that has finally started to connect with the fan base. This is no longer just about putting names on a roster. This is about building a real contender and making sure the organization does not waste this moment. At the center of this discussion is the reality of WNBA expansion. New franchises do not just create more excitement for the league, they also create pressure for teams that already have depth. An expansion draft allows incoming teams to select from existing rosters with limits on how many players can be protected. That means tough choices are coming. Veterans, role players, and culture setters can suddenly become available. And for Indiana, that could be a huge problem because this roster has more emotional value and chemistry than people outside the fan base may realize. The Fever have players who may not always dominate headlines, but they matter inside the locker room and on the floor. Players like Sophie Cunningham, Lexi Hull, and others have become deeply important to the team's identity. They bring toughness, energy, defense, spacing, and trust. That kind of chemistry is not easy to replace, and once expansion teams begin looking for experienced players who can help establish culture, those are exactly the types of names that become attractive targets. So while some fans are focused only on stars, front offices around the league are often focused on glue players, and sometimes those are the hardest ones to lose. There's also a wider message being sent by the top teams in the league. Organizations like the New York Liberty are operating with urgency. They are showing players that if you are part of their championship plan, they will move aggressively to keep you. They understand modern roster building. They understand branding, player support, and the value of stability. That puts pressure on Indiana to act like a serious title organization and not just a team enjoying a ratings boom because of Caitlin Clark. Clark is not just a popular rookie anymore. She is the centerpiece of a championship window, and every move around her has to reflect that reality. That's why the expansion draft conversation is so important. This is not just a technical league rule, it's a test of front office vision. Who do you protect? Who do you risk losing? Which players are truly part of the long-term plan, and which ones are being treated as replaceable when they shouldn't be? If Indiana underestimates the value of chemistry players now, they may regret it later. Because once a fan favorite is gone, once a trusted teammate disappears, once a defensive specialist or emotional leader is taken away, the damage shows up in ways that do not always appear in the box score. And then there's the second part of this debate, the idea that these new expansion teams will be automatic wins. That may sound good for social media, but it is not how professional sports work. Expansion teams often struggle early, yes, but they also play with freedom. They can build around veterans left exposed by other teams. They can target undervalued players with something to prove. They can shape a roster with purpose, toughness, and balance. If anything, expansion can create dangerous teams faster than people expect, especially in a league where one or two